Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Motivational Monday. I'm so excited to have you guys back here. How have you guys been? Please leave some comments in the comment section so I can just know how you guys been. Have you been feeling blessed from these very few videos so far starting out this series? I want to know. Please let me know. Tell me if you guys have been able to use any of the tips that I've given you, especially starting a journal. Like, I think this is just probably the best decision I could have made with helping me go along with my journey and getting more stronger in this journey, in this walk with Christ. So the topic for today we're going to be talking about, you guys, I'm very excited to talk about this topic because I feel like this topic really needs to be touched on, because with the way society is right now and the culture is, everybody wants a quick fix. Social media, Google, all of these different things out here lets us falsely believe that we can get things quickly how we want to get it. And so I wanted to just touch base on this topic and just kind of talk about it a little bit this week. But the topic we're going to be talking about is God is not a quick fix for a problem or a New Year resolution, or just for like a I need to get my life right at this time, like, you know, self-empowerment, you know, things like that. I wanted to talk a little bit more about that because I fell victim to that as well. Not even victim, but I fell into that category as well at some point in my life, probably multiple times in my life. And it's because society makes it feel like, you know, that we can do so many different things in a quick fix, have this quick, you know, I need to work on my life, I need to change my life, you know, kind of thing. And then we're doing it for all the wrong reasons, or maybe one particular thing led us to want to do that and make our lives better, but then we started to put in the same kind of routine that we do with things of this world, like a New Year resolution, for example. Sometimes we can get confused and think that Christ is this, you know, New Year resolution, this year I'm going to do this and that, but then we start to use the same steps that we would use for a regular New Year resolution, and then at the end we're wondering why we either fell off the target, we either fell off the journey quickly because, you know, we wasn't doing it with spiritual tools, we were doing it with worldly tools. So I want to just kind of touch base into that a little bit more of this video. So I hope you guys are excited to talk about this as much as I am. Honestly, I don't know where God is going to lead me to talk about these things except from my own experience, but just want to tell you guys how I came about this topic. I was in my closet having my regular prayer and, you know, quality time with Christ, and I just remember in the middle of prayer I started to, you know, ask God to help to continue to motivate me to do these videos in this series here on my channel. And I just began praying and asking him to give me the words to say, like, God, I know you're leading me to do this, I just don't know what I need to talk about, because I want to make sure that I'm talking about what you need me to talk about and encourage people about. So I just remember in the middle of prayer I felt like I needed to get my journal out and just jot down like all these different things. And so I began just writing down all these different things in my journal in the middle of prayer, in the middle of me praying about that. And so these are one of many topics that I have in my journal that we're going to be talking about moving forward. I'm excited about a lot of these other topics that I can't wait to see what God is going to speak through me through these different topics that I felt like he allowed me to write down, if that makes sense. I told y'all, when you see Christ, he will begin to show you and tell you things that he wants to, you know, he wants you to know and feel through him. So just to go back to the topic that we're going to be talking in, like I said, God is not a quick fix. Like when you really know that you're at a point in your life where you won't change, like I talked about in my very first video, like I found Christ in the middle of exhaustion. I just hated where my life was. Like I just was not happy. I was, you know, down a lot. I don't really want to say I was depressed. I don't even like diagnosing myself with anxiety. I just like to say that I just was not like, I was not able to make myself uplifted. I was not able to give Christ as much of me as he wanted me to be. I was not giving Christ as much of my time as he needed. I wasn't giving him my life. I wasn't sacrificing and dedicating myself to him. And when I say that, I mean like every day making it a habit and a routine to make time. When you don't want to do something, that's when you really need to do something. I learned that with working out and, you know, getting myself like in shape and things like that. I learned it from my husband. Actually, he was like, you know, to create a habit, you have to create a habit for something you really want to do and you really just want to, you know, better yourself at, you have to especially do it on the days when you don't feel motivated and you don't want to do it. Like, I feel like that's the same thing when it comes to having Christ in your life and improving and, you know, strengthening your walk with Christ. Is you have to do it on those days when, you know, you really don't feel like reading your Bible, you really don't feel like praying, you got so much stuff going on in the world that you just don't have time. You know, like, I feel like those are the days where you have to make time. And it's crazy how, you know, this topic came to me maybe a few days ago when I was in my prayer closet, and my family and I, we sit around and we do family devotions. Like, a lot of times if we don't make it to church, or me and my husband just want to get together and have time where we, you know, watch a sermon on YouTube, we'll gather all our kids around in the living room and we'll watch the sermon, and then at the end of the sermon we'll all sit down and talk about what we got from the sermon. And so I really want to do a video with my husband on how we make that happen here on my channel. Like, I really want you guys to see like what my family does, because I feel like it's something that we can really encourage other families out there to do, even if you don't have kids yet. If it's just you and your husband, you and your wife, you're dating, whatever, like, I feel like everybody should incorporate this into their family and build a habit and a routine out of this with your family. And that being family devotions. I did it when I was younger with my family, and I'm so happy that, you know, my husband and I, we get to, you know, do that with our kids. I feel like they really enjoy it. We actually get to sit down and understand like their thought process, how they do things, how they're thinking, and we get to pour and love and give them, you know, Christ on a whole nother level, a personal, intimate level that they get to take with them every single day that they go throughout life. Another video, like I said, we will definitely be incorporating this. I already talked to my husband about it, but anyway, whenever you going through your walk with Christ, you have to make sure that you're doing it every day. Like, you have to make sure, even on the days, like I said, when you don't have time, you're not motivated, you don't feel like it, those are the days where you really need to sit down and do it even more and just go. Like, I've had plenty of those days where I was like, you know what, I did not have time with Christ today. I'm not gonna let this day go by until I go sit down in my prayer closet and or wherever I'm at. If I'm in my car on my way to work, because I know I'm going to be tired when I get off, what I'll do is I'll make sure that I find that time to get with Christ, and I'll just say like, God, I'm so exhausted, I'm so tired, but help me to use this time to glorify you. Help me to use this time to just be our quality time. And God, just, I don't really know what to say because I'm exhausted, but give me the words, put the thoughts, put my needs on my mind so that I can give it to you. I think it's important to do that, especially the days when you really don't know what you're going to talk about. Like, already I'm seeing that with this series. Like, a lot of times I don't really know what I'm gonna say, but like I said, when I was in my prayer closet, God, I feel like, was just giving me different things that he want me to discuss. And even sometimes whenever I end these videos, I feel like, you know what, God, like, I feel like there's something more that you want me to talk about. Or as I go through things throughout the week, I feel like God puts things in your life so that it can help encourage and improve you, and to improve you in your walk with him and strengthening you. Because like I said, when you seek Christ with all your heart, with all your mind, even, it's not to say that every day you're gonna just have this hunger and thirst, but it's just saying like, do it daily, like make a routine out of it, you know. Let it be something that is a priority to you. Like I talked about in the last video, it's putting Christ first, getting all of those things and those distractions out of your mind so that you can truly focus on the task at hand. And that task at hand is very important because it's not just for us, but it's for everyone in our lives. It's for our children, for our families, for our moms, our dads, our friends, our cousins, you know, our co-workers. And so it's important that we continue to strengthen ourselves through Christ. And so just understanding that God is not a quick fix. When you make this decision to follow Christ and to seek him, do this because you just never know what's going to happen in life. Like, our life is not, you know, gonna be happy, it's gonna be joyous. And also your joy and your happiness, that comes from you. Like, you have to choose to do it. There's so many times where you can just have a really good day and then all of a sudden you're wondering why your day went sour. Don't let it sink into your mind, sink into your heart and your spirit. when you having those anxious moments, when you having those depressive thoughts, those thoughts of doubt and fear, don't let it sink in. Like, tell yourself this is just a feeling, it's just temporary, and let yourself know, when I allow these things to creep in and put their fangs and their nails into the root of my heart, like, it's so hard to come out of it. So it's important that you understand that when you feel those thoughts and those things that keep you down and keep you, you know, off the path with Christ, don't let those things ponder. Don't let it sink and simmer like a pot of soup. Like, just don't do it. Like, get rid of it. Like, just kick it out of the way and say, God, help me. These thoughts are trying to come back to me. You know, help me get rid of them so that I can continue to stay motivated and stay walking in this walk with you. And I guarantee you, he will help you do that. Like, I have to do that every single day. Like, I just had to do that today, actually, because when I came home, I had to pick my son up from school because my teenage son had a seizure last year around October, and it really caused him to have like these really bad headaches. And well, the seizures didn't cause him to have headaches. He's always had migraines the last few years, but this migraine turned into a seizure unexpectedly. And so I had to pick him up from school. I had my whole day planned out. Like, I was gonna have this video posted for you guys on time, all of this stuff. You know, I was gonna get some more content done for some other things that I'm working on. And so just in the middle of the day, I had to get a call from the nurse, and she told me that, you know, what he had this really bad headache. He told her that it was just like one of the seizures he just had. And when I tell you, like, the fear and anxiety just came over me all of a sudden, and I just started like panicking. I told my daughter, my 4-year-old, I was like, get up, you know, we gotta go get Jaden. You know, I didn't want him to have a seizure at school and anything like that. So I just started panicking and having anxiety. And I remember God's voice being so stronger than it ever has been. And I just remember him saying, calm down, relax, give it to me. Remember, this is something that you're working on. Give it to me. And I just remember I slowly started just giving it to Christ. I was able to have a level head and a mind and go drive to the school to pick him up. And I was literally able to just, you know, go walk through it. Like, I was able to just get through it with a clear mind, my heart not racing, like breathing woosah type of moment. Like, and I felt so awesome. I also had, you know, some gospel music playing. I told y'all, like, it's something powerful with praise, something powerful in worship songs that's dedicated to Christ. And so all of those things just helped me calm down and relax. And I was actually able to just release it. I did not let it sink in as deep as I know it could have, because I knew it could have ruined my day. I came home, I took a nap, I felt empowered, and then I just took a nap, and I started feeling really tired when it was time to pick up my other kids from school. And then I just remember feeling like, you know what, maybe I'll, you know, use the rest of my time today to post this video the next day. Then again, I remember Christ saying, no, you're gonna wake up from this nap, you're gonna feel energized, you're gonna feel good, still do it. Like, don't allow these things that usually keep you down, and, you know, that spirit of procrastination or inconsistency, like, I'm praying those things out of me. And so even then, like, twice today, I had to do that. Like, I had to, you know, speak with Christ. I had to stop what I was doing and not allow those thoughts to sink into my mind. And so it's important to understand Christ is not a quick fix, because if you think of something being quick, you think, oh, today is a good day. You know, I'm following Christ and Christ got my back. I didn't cuss anybody out today. And then all of a sudden the next day you want to cuss somebody out. So it's important, like, God is not a quick fix, because you need him every single day. You need to continue to strengthen yourself in him, in his word, you know, meditating with him and understanding that you're going to need him through every single thing. Like, life is so unexpected, and you just never know, in good times, in bad times, in sad times, in grief, when you're going to need Christ. And so if you don't have that strength in Christ to help you through it, because you thought he was just a quick fix, a New Year resolution that you're just gonna do the beginning of the year, and then you fall off because you, like I said, you're using the same kind of techniques that you do with, you know, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds in a month, or I just gotta get rid of these 15 pounds, I just gotta get rid of this man and I'm gonna be good, I just gotta, you know, get these kids out of my house, or I just gotta, you know, I just got to get rid of this sickness or this illness and then I'll be good. Like, it's not like I got to have Christ for these next 30 days to help me get through, or I need Christ to help me find a man, and then you find a man and then you leave Christ behind. Like, it's so important that he be the sole foundation, like the structure of your life and of your walk with him, because it can so easily, like life can so easily snatch the rug from underneath you, and then you're sitting around here looking lost and looking crazy, asking God, why, where you at? Something I just did a long time ago. Not even a long time ago, a year ago, I was asking God, like, God, like, what's up, like, what's going on, you know? Like, I felt like I was just too weak in my need and my want for following Christ. And so it's important to, you know, continue to build that foundation, build that routine, constantly stand in his word, constantly stand in prayer. And like I said, if you don't have a Bible, download that YouVersion app. Or if you don't have a Bible, let me know down in the comment section. I will buy you one and ship it to your house. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a phone, you don't have a means to, you know, download the Bible app or get a Bible, let me know. Okay, because we can make that work. One of the topics we're going to be talking about in another video is how to pray. Like, how do I know if I'm praying the right way? And I think it's important for people to understand that you don't really have to know how to pray. You just talk to God. Like, if you know how to communicate with a human being, or if you can't communicate, if you do sign language, you do anything like that, if you're deaf, if you have, you know, developmental delay, like I feel like God, no matter how you're able to communicate or not able to communicate, I feel like there's always that open door. There's always that open line of communication that you can still have with Christ, you know. And I think it's important for people to realize that you don't have to have a voice to speak to Christ. Like, you don't have to have sight. You don't have to have movement. Like, all you got to do is have a pulse, have a breathing, be breathing, and know who God is, and want to, you know, give up everything in your life to follow him. You know, and so I say that boldly, like, give up everything in your life, but it's not that easy. Like I said, like, there's steps to this. Like, there are certain levels that you have to unlock with your maturity and your mindset when it comes to, you know, being a Christian. And so it's important to understand that when you're getting started, to, you know, constantly just stay in communication with him. If you don't do nothing else, just stay in communication with him and pray, because prayer changes so many different things, you guys. And that is our sole power, our sole weapon to continue to battle things in this life, you know. And so I think it's important to understand. I want to make sure that you guys understand what this topic is about in this video. Like I said, making sure Christ is not a quick fix, getting in that routine in your life, making sure that, you know, it's so important for you guys to understand how certain things in your life that has your full undivided attention can distract you. It's important to sit down and make those decisions on what it is that you need to do with your life, what it is that you want out of life. Like, and the only way to get through life, like, I'm just gonna stand here right now and boldly, or sit here right now and boldly say it, the only way to get through life, y'all, is with Christ in front of you, leading and guiding you, and you putting all of your time, you doing 100% of your life. Your first thing that you do when you wake up in the morning, you know, the first thing you do is spend time with Christ. A lot of times we don't have time because we're in a rush to go. Just try to slowly make sure that you make that time for him, because when you want to get good at something, you have to constantly work at it. You can't just overnight, you know, decide you're going to make a decision to follow Christ and then you don't do nothing to help your walk with Christ, you know. Going back to what I said not too long ago, is that we and my family sat down and, you know, had family devotion just yesterday, actually. Tony Evans is one of the other pastors that we listen to a lot, or we watch a lot on YouTube, and it's crazy how I got this topic a few days ago, and then we watched him the other day, and he discussed, I'm gonna read, I took some notes, because whenever I watch things or watch different resources and, you know, different things that God gives me in my life, I have to make notes, because otherwise I will forget it, especially with everything that be having going on sometimes. So, okay, here we go. So, Tony Evans talked about, in just yesterday when we watched him on TV and we had family devotion, he said, decisions is doing what you don't want to do when you know it's going to be when you know it's going to be something positive in the outcome, or you know the ultimate goal, and that ultimate goal is something that's going to save you. So it's very important that you make a decision to follow Christ, because even when the days you don't want to do it, even the days when you're motivated to do it, maybe something in life came up and it's motivating you to do it, good or bad, you have to continue to do it, because you know what the positive, you know what the most important outcome and that goal is. Like with anything in life, he used the analogy of working out. Like you can't go work out once a week, aka go to church every Sunday, then do nothing else in between that until you go back next Sunday. Like you're not going to build any muscle, like you're not going to build any spiritual knowledge and any spiritual strength, you know, to be able to fight all these things that you have to do in life, you know, to be able to overcome all these battles in life. So it's important to understand that this is not a quick fix. Like this is something you have to do on the daily, like if not multiple times in a day. Like I just told y'all what just happened so far in my day, and the day is not even still over yet. Like who knows, you know, what else might come up to where I need to you know, depend on him again. And so if you're not strengthening him, then it'll be so easy to not even go to Christ first. Like you'll go to those things to help distract you, whether it's drinking, smoking, drugs. Like you won't even go to Christ. You'll go to all of those other quick fix things. So quick fixers, you know, that's a temporary high or a temporary relief. So it's important to understand that, you know, Christ is not that. Like he is something that's you need with you on the daily. Another thing that we talked about is when you have faith. Like having faith and walking in this walk of Christ goes hand in hand, and is very important, because it might be days where, like I said a little bit ago, that you might ask God, like, God, where are you? Like, why are these things happening in my life? But understand that a lot of times things happen in our life to help encourage you, to help make you stronger, or maybe those things just happen in life because we put ourselves in those situations, you know. So it's important to just understand that you need Christ, like in everything that you do. And I just wanted to come on here and just kind of talk to you guys about that and encourage somebody about that, to help you understand that if you're one of those people like me that did that several times with thinking that Christ is one of these quick fixes out here, then y'all, we got to do better. Like we have to understand that that is not the case. He don't want to be a quick fix. He wants to be in this for the lifetime, for the long run. So don't shortchange yourself. Don't give yourself heartache and pain when you can give yourself more to life than just what this life has to offer, and that's with Christ and having a peace. Even when you have those good days and those, especially those bad days, you'll know that you are not alone. Christ is with you, and you're gonna get through it, and it's just for a season. And then understanding, like I just said, some things, like, don't get mad at Christ, because a lot of things he give us a freedom of choice. And so sometimes we put ourselves in these situations that lead to, you know, negative outcomes, and so we can't blame him for things that we chose to do, because maybe we wanted to temporarily fulfill our flesh needs, and so we find out, you know, at the end that, you know, I shouldn't have depended on it, and we have all these distractions in our life. So I want to end this video with just letting you guys know to find out what those distractions are, get rid of them, find out what other idols you have, whether it's your job, whether it's playing, you know, video games, whether it's, you know, your relationship, you know, so distracted because you want certain things in life, so you're putting all your time and energy into managing those goals. Remember, Christ is in control. So a lot of times when you may be chasing after these, you know, unfulfilling things, it's not his purpose for your life. So make sure that what his purpose is, you're aligning it in your life. What his will is, you're, you know, asking him to show you that. So I just wanted to, you know, come on here and encourage you guys with this video, this Motivational Monday. Let me know down below how you guys are liking this new series. I love you guys so much. I won't take up too much of your time. I love you guys. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.